All right. Now, let's quickly just get through this presentation, all right? And there are a few, I think, a slide that I'll be skipping today, especially on the copy master, getting started and so on, because at the moment we are not enrolling any new users. So we will on hold that for a while until I actually close the positions of the copy master, okay? Now, please understand the first thing, I think anyone that is coming on board must know the position of the company, okay? So the position, when we talk about the position of the company, I think users need to know the name of the company and what are those brand, or activities that are involved under this company, okay? So JD Wealthmaker is the name of the company, all right? So please understand that. So everything else that is actually built under this JD Wealthmaker, and JD Wealthmaker is a financial technology. You can call it as a fintech, but our focus is decentralized decentralized finance related product, and so on. Okay, so these are basically DeFi industry, and we are basically building a DeFi related product, softwares, in order to basically empower ordinary people to generate extraordinary income. All right. So at the moment we have the brand, or these are basically the brainchild of JD Wealthmaker. So we have our flagship brand, which is basically JD Export. So please understand, JD Export has been around and been tested and continuously been improved the algorithm for the past about 2 years, okay, since we actually begin our beta testing in November 2023, all right? So JD Export is basically the algorithmic trading. It is our flagship product. And also we have actually the new product about 1 month plus we have just introduced, which is the copy trading. So this copy trading brand is basically JDX Copy Master. And I'll be explaining to you both of these products today, okay? And I help you understand how this product works, and thereafter, right, you can actually make an informed decision, how you want to position yourself to be part of JD Wealthmaker. Now, please understand, both of these products are complementary products, right? Complement each other's. So by having JD Export, whereby you have the algo trading taking place 24/7 without human intervention, you also can actually have JDX Copy Master, whereby you have another product that is running. So the whole idea here is, right, please understand, if you are investors, right, now the most important thing is that do not just rely on one income or one source or one product. Okay, so you need to have multiple diversification of income stream. So this is where you can have multiple products, okay? So I think we have another 2 products that is coming along, which we are also planning to bring on, all right? So total later on in the whole ecosystem, we will be having about 4 different products, okay? So we will be updating you guys more and more as we move forward with all these products and so on. And I think once we have all the ecosystems in place, we will be also looking into tokenization. So high likely there will be a token that will be introduced to the community, all right? And we will explain to you how the token economics will work and so on. I think that is going to be a massive thing, okay, as we begin to move, towards the future with JD Wealthmaker, right? Now, let me quickly go through one by one, okay? The first thing I want to focus here is our flagship product, which is JD Export. Now, please understand, JD Export is an industry-first fully autonomous crypto algorithmic tactical futures trading bot. Okay. Now, please understand, because of my expertise in the futures trading, so we are basically only focusing on anything has to do with the futures trading. Right. So we don't do forex, we don't do spot trading. Basically, it's all futures trading. But because of the expertise in the industry, right? I think the tactical aspects of the trading is going to be more critical rather than just the technical aspects of it, which I believe the team will understand as you go along. With JD Wealthmaker, especially JD Export. Now, please understand, JD Export is an algo trading, right? It's an algorithmic trading. It's a third-party exchange-based API commission software as a service. So that simply means that all that the user need, okay, you need to make sure to have an exchange, all right? You need to register an exchange. And once you have an exchange account, all that you need to do is basically bind the API, all right? So you bind the API with the software, which is JD Expert. And once the API is bind, all the activities in your exchange, okay, will be basically managed and taken care by JD Expert 100%. All right. So users only have to make sure that they have the required fund for each of the account, which I'll explain to you later on. There are different types of account. Once you have the necessary fund, everything else will be taken care by JD Expert, 100% autonomous or autopilot. So there is no human intervention required in terms of setting up the parameters and so on. Okay, so you do not need to do anything. You just have to leave, 100% the management of this bot, to JD Expert. Okay, so that is basically, I think, is a powerful, powerful proposition. And this is what most people are looking for in the industry, right? Because they don't want to read the charts, or analyze the technical analysis. They just want to leave it to the expert to handle it for them while they are basically going to enjoy the profit. Okay, I think that is basically where we are moving. Now, quickly, let's look into some of important advantages of JD Expert. First thing first is that, you see, when whatever we want to do, okay, even when come to the copy master, right, we want to make sure our user has 100% control of their fund. So over here, right, users have 100% control of their fund. Users can decide when they want to deposit, when they want to withdraw. I think all these aspects of the fund management is basically, given to the user itself. So this is, I think, is exciting because JD Expert has no access to your fund in your own exchanges. So in this manner, right, user will have the peace of mind knowing that their fund is controlled 100% by them. Okay, so this is important, right? So next is, it is 100% autopilot 24/7. So now, once you have already connected the API, the bot will be activated, and once it is activated, everything will be done autonomously around the clock. Okay, so it runs 24/7, even during the weekend. Okay, the bot will continue to run in order to, to basically identify the opportunities, navigate the market, and deliver the profitability, right? So we don't care whether the market is bull or bear, right? The bot is created, for both of the scenario, and so on, and the bot will be able to do what is necessary during this time period. Okay. Now, the other thing is that there is 100% transparency of live trades and results at your fingertips. So once you already have the exchange been registered, you will have the app. Okay, so with the app, you can actually monitor all the live trades that is taking place. Now, apart from that, you will also have the independent report. Okay, independent report from the exchanges, where you can actually look into the trading analysis and so on. I think this is important because these are critical transparency. Okay, and JD Expert cannot manipulate or alter any of these results because it is coming from the third party, right? So when it is coming from the third party, this is where user can actually have 100% transparency, knowing that this is an independent report and everything they're seeing over there, whether there is a losses or whether there is a profit, everything will be shown, okay, in the app, and user can actually monitor by themselves. Okay, I think this is a powerful proposition, right? For anyone to actually become part of JD Expert. Now, number 4, it is tested and proven winning strategy built by real expertise. So as I mentioned to you, these are my strategy because of my hands-on involvement in trading, since 2009. Okay, even before crypto trading was really active, I've already been trading in the forex market, especially the gold trading. All right, and thereafter, when Bitcoin came into picture, this is where I actually explore into Bitcoin. But I was really focused more into learning about the futures trading and so on. And because of that, okay, we have expertise in the arena of the futures trading. So we know everything about the futures trading and so on. But the problem is that I believe that, we used to provide mentorship and so on to our team, but a lot of these mentorship, students and so on, they would want to have something that is automated, right? So this is where we actually took this strategy and actually created an algorithm and to make this strategy automated. So today, we are proud, okay? We are proud after many, many years, okay, of putting all these efforts and, and putting all this expertise into the bot. We have a functional bot that is delivering significant results, okay? So I think this is going to be exciting as we move forward. But saying that, okay, we are also continuously improving. We are continuously adapting to the market. We are continuously, making sure the performance and the functionality of the bot are continuously monitored and improved. Yeah, I think this is very important. Now, another aspect of the unique advantages is that we need to make sure that the platform, okay, or the exchanges that our users are using is safe, reliable, and compliant. Okay, this is very important. So this is where users will be able to actually register with a compliance platform. I think our platform is a top 5 in the world. And not only that, okay, we need to make sure that your funds are protected. So in the event, if there is a hacking or whatever, so you do not have to really worry, because there is a protections, for this fund. There are necessary policies and so on. Okay, that is the reason why we make sure that our user only uses platform that has to do KYC. Okay, so when the user have to do KYC, that makes sure that they are complying to all the necessary regulations and so on. Okay, now last but not least, please understand that we also make sure that, as you understand, right, our mandate is to empower ordinary people to generate extraordinary income. Because this is our mandate, we also want to make sure that our user enjoy highest profit sharing in the industry. Okay, so we do have the profit sharing. Okay, whenever the bot closes in profit, there will be a profit sharing, which I'll explain to you later on. And apart from that, we also have an affiliate, whereby if our users introduces, or refer this program to anyone, right, they will be able to enjoy, one of the highest direct referrals, okay, in the industry, which I'll explain to you very, very shortly too. Okay, so these advantages make JDX bot an appealing choice for individuals seeking automated crypto trading solution with transparency, accessibility, and history of success, all at an affordable initial cost. Okay, so I believe you want to know what is the cost, how are you going to get started, and so on. So hang on there, okay, because I'm going to explain to you detail on the startup cost and so on. Okay, so that will be great. Now, I think the next important thing the user must really understand, okay, anyone who's going to be part, is the ecosystem that they're going to, be involved with. Right now, when we talk about the ecosystem, we need to understand the entity that is involved in this ecosystem. Okay, so here we only have two entities. One is basically our official partner exchange, which is BitGet. Okay, so please take note, BitGet is our official partner exchange. At the moment, we don't have any other exchanges yet. Due to the strict requirement that we have, because there are certain features or certain kind of requirement we have in order to make sure that the futures trading are basically running at the highest performance. Okay, so that's the reason why at the moment we only have BitGet. Although yes, we are actually looking into and also evaluating other exchanges and so on, but I think that will take time. Okay, so at the moment, BitGet is the only exchange that we have. So, and we also have JD Export. So these are the two entities that is involved in this, crypto algorithmic trading. Right. So now, when you have an account with BitGet, so first thing you need to have an account with BitGet. Once you have an account with BitGet, this is where you have to bind or connect your API, your exchange API with JD Export. So once the API is connected, everything else, will be taken care by JD Export 100%. Okay. Now let's quickly just run through some of those important steps or processes involved, right, in each of these entity, right? So for BitGet, make sure you have to really sign up. Okay, so you can use our partners referral link over here. You can actually sign up. And once you have signed up, make sure that you perform the KYC. Okay, only level 1 KYC, which is identity verification, will do. So once you have done the KYC, you have to create the API and bind with JD Export. Okay, it's a very simple process, straightforward. So if you don't have an account, okay, please refer to the person who have invited you. All right, ask them for their referral links or whatever, right, and get your account ready so that you can then start to, when there is an opportunity, right, you can start to you can start to basically activate your JD Export and also our copy master, okay, if it's needed, right? Because both of these solution requires a BitGet account, okay? Now then, for JD Export, these are some of the important steps, okay, that you need to understand. These are the processes that is involved, okay? You also need to sign up for JD Export. So you can see that you got two accounts, okay? Two separate platforms to sign up. One is BitGet, one is JD Export. And for JD Export, you need to do the email verification. And then you proceed with the 2FA authentication, okay? And then once you have completed that, you have to purchase the strategy plan. So we have a strategy plan. It's an annual renewal. There's a strategy plan, which I'll explain to you later on. And also, right, you have to perform the API binding with BitGet. Can you see that? So once you have created the API, you have to bind the API with JD Export, or else JD Export cannot, manage your trading, right? And thereafter, you have to fund your a strategy wallet. Okay, this is where the profit sharing will be deducted. As I mentioned to you earlier, right? JD Export have no access to your account, so we cannot touch any of your fund in your exchanges. Okay, and because of that, you will have to prepare, okay, that the deduction of the profit sharing in JD Export back office, which is your back office. Okay, so this is how it works basically, all right? And thereafter, you have to make sure you fund your main futures account. So please take note, we got the main futures account in BitGet and main and also sub account in BitGet. You have to make sure both of these accounts are funded, which I'll explain to you later on. How does the funding work and why we have these two separate accounts in place, okay? And finally, once all these processes are done, your bot then will be activated, okay? So that is how basically the whole ecosystem works, okay? Now, please understand that, as I mentioned earlier, right, we have three separate strategies here. So users can decide any of this strategy, and most of the time, right, we will encourage our user to acquire all the three strategy. Now, the reason being is that, please understand, different strategy may run at different time, dependent on the market condition, the liquidity in the market, and also the algorithmic rules. Okay, so that's the reason why it's always good to have more than one strategy. Okay, so now we have the USDT strategy, we have USDC strategy, and we have the BTC strategy. Now, please understand, each of these strategy will actually deliver and give you each of these assets. So if you have a BTC strategy, you will actually be earning Bitcoin. All right. If you have a USDT strategy, you will be earning USDT and you will be earning. So you can see this is exciting, right? At this time, those people who cannot buy Bitcoin at about 118,000 or 120,000, you can actually have a bot running for you and you will be actually earning or stacking Bitcoin. Isn't that awesome, right? So this is basically, the strategy that is provided. I'll explain to you later on what will be the initial startup cost, for you to acquire any of these strategies and so on. Okay. All right. Now, what makes JD Export unique? What makes JD Export, different? Now, one of the things that makes JD Export resilient and unique is what we call a wallet management strategy. All right. Now, please understand, okay, in trading, right, one of the most important thing is how the wallet is actually managed. So when we talk about wallet, we talk about the client's fund. Okay, with this fund is managed effectively, then the bot will be resilient, and not only resilient, it can actually deliver a significant, results, okay, to the users. Okay, now a lot of the traders outside there get liquidated, or they actually incur losses because they are not able to actually manage the wallet. All right, so this is one of the most important thing, and I always use the analogy of the war, right? War in the battlefield, right? So if you go for if you look into JD Export, for us, trading is like a war. Okay, so war between the red candle and the green candle, right? The red army and the green army. So when you are in the war zone, the most important thing is no longer technical. It is tactical strategy. So wallet management is a very important tactical strategy. How do you manage your ammunition? How do you manage your bullet is more critical than how to use the snipers or how to use the weapons, right? Because how to use is what you learn before the war. But how you manage, your bullet during the war is important. So if your bullet is depleted, then you have to surrender in the midst of the war. But if you still able to manage your bullets well, you can actually walk in victoriously, even though sometimes it may take time, but you can actually ultimately walk out victoriously, knowing that, okay, that you have not lost any of your bullet, and you might even actually have profit when you walk out. Isn't that awesome, right? So this is the analogy of JD Wealthmaker, and the reason why, okay, we are basically successful, and none of our users with JD Export actually got liquidated. Okay, so this is important. So JD Export employs a dynamic risk mitigation system that actively manages the interaction between users' main futures account and the sub account to safeguard our users' position. Now, this is critical. So how do we manage the wallet management, right? Let me explain to you how does this work. So we have what we call a main account and the sub account, right? So there are two accounts that there is in JD Export. Okay, so when you register for an account with Bitget, you will have the main account and the sub account. Okay, now let me explain to you how these things works. Okay, now for the main futures account, okay, please understand that the minimum funding for each of the main account will be $200. So that means that whatever asset that you purchase or the strategy that you purchase, if you purchase USDT, then it is $200. If you purchase USDT, will be 200, Bitcoin 200. Okay, so if you go on the minimum is 200 for each of the strategy. Now, please also understand you need to have a sub account. The minimum funding of your sub account must be 50% of your main account. Okay, that is the minimum requirement. You can have 100%, you can have 200%, that will be much better. But the minimum is 50%. So that simply means that if your main account is $200, your minimum sub account will be $100. So this is the requirement, or else your bot will not get activated. Okay, please understand that. Now, so with meeting the requirement of your main and the futures account, how does the wallet management strategy actually works? Let me explain to you. Now, we have what we call a real-time monitoring in place, okay? Now, JDXBot algo continuously monitors the main account base available balance and automatically replenish it from sub-account with an amount equivalent to the total dollar cost average value, all right? Now, this replenishment restores the available balance to the base balance for optimal bot performance. Now, let me explain to you how does this work. Now, let's say, for example, right, when we open a position, please understand, there is no such thing as perfect entry, right, when it comes to trading. Although, yes, you have all the technicals and so on telling you that you have to buy up. Although you may put buy up, sometimes there will be manipulation, especially when it comes to cryptos, okay? When it comes to Bitcoin, because we have different players, ETF players, we got retails and so on. So when the market or the price go against you, we do not need to worry, right? Because at JDXBot, we got 20 DCAs already in the algorithm. So when the market go against you, the dollar cost averaging will now take effect. So now, let's say, for example, right, you have a $200 in your main account, and the first DCA, okay, the first DCA takes about $20. Let's say, for example, right, $20. So that means that now the balance of your main futures account is $180. So now, this is where the sub account will then check your main account, and then the sub account identify the $20 is now has to be replenished. So the sub account will send $20 and make sure that your main account always maintain at $200 at all time. Can you see that? So this is a very important mechanism to maintain the main account balance always at the base available balance. Okay, so because this is a very important for optimal performance of the bot. Okay, now this is some of the I will say some of the niche, okay, of JD export, right? And why we are able to basically maintain the main account, okay, using the sub account to replenish it. Okay, so this is how basically it works. Okay, so if the market continuously to do DCAs, we don't worry, right? Because it will continuously replenish as long as the sub account has available balance. Okay, please understand that. Now, then we have the cycle and normalization, right? Once all the trading positions are fully closed, the replenished funds are automatically returned to the sub account, preparing for the next trading cycle without requiring manual intervention. Can you see that? So whatever amount that is actually replenished into the main account, once the position is fully closed, that means that once the position is closed and profit is taken, that amount will then return back to the sub account and get ready for the next cycle, next trading cycle. Can you see that? So this is a brilliant, intelligent system or algorithm that has been put in place, and this system or this mechanism will continuously work, okay, flawlessly to make sure that the main account, balance always maintained at the base available balance, while the replenishment are taking place, okay, effortlessly, okay. It is done automatically, okay. Isn't that awesome, right? Now we also have a fallback protocol, okay. Now, if the sub account lacks sufficient balance for replenishment, JDXBot will switch to using the main account balance for continued DCA operation. Now, there is event whereby users don't have fund, right? They might only have the 50%. All right, they might not be able to top up the sub account. So if the sub account is depleted or the sub account has no balance, then we will switch using the main account. Can you see that? So in this manner, right, the DCA operation will not be affected, and continuously, okay, the operation will take place in order to basically deliver optimum performance, for each of our users. Okay, now there is another important critical alert trigger, okay, that will come into place, because the moment the fallback control take place, whereby now you don't have the fund in your sub account. So what will happen now? We will start to use the main account, right? Now, in the event the main account balance drop to 50% of the available balance, a critical alert email will be sent to notify users to top up their sub account. Now, this prompt helps avoid liquidation and keeps users' bot running smoothly. So in the event, for example, once the sub account is depleted and now we start to use the main account, and your main account has $200, it is now, let's say, reducing. All right, it is now reducing, because please understand, when prices are floating, right? When prices are floating and when market go against you, normally in crypto trading, you will see that your available balance will start to reduce. That doesn't mean you are at loss. That simply means that more funds are being utilized to protect your trading. Okay, please understand that. So in that event, right, when it is start to reduce and it reaches, let's say, 50%. So in this example, $200, 50% will be $100. The moment it reaches $100 or below, user will receive a critical alert, okay? Critical alert email notification to tell them that now their main account has already depleted below 50%, and they need to start to prepare and get ready to top up their sub account. Okay, so when you receive this email, make sure, okay, that you prepare and take the necessary action, and try your best to top up your sub account, because the moment you top up your sub account, it will check if it is depleted. It will immediately top up your main account. Okay, so this is important, and we are doing it much earlier at only 50%. Okay, rather than waiting until the position is liquidated. Now, in the event, if the user, right, never bothered this alert and so on, and they didn't even check their emails and so on, then what will happen? Your main position will further deplete and deplete and deplete. At one point, okay, you will receive an email of a margin call or liquidation, from BitGet itself. That is basically, I will say, right, that is like the last resort. And if at that point you don't do anything and you don't respond, you can get liquidated. Okay, so please understand, all right? At JD Bot or JD Wealth Maker, we never promise any of your position will never get liquidated. But we already have the mechanism of the wallet management strategy in place. So if you don't abide by the wallet management strategy and you don't take necessary action for all the alerts and so on, then you are basically allowing your own position to get liquidated. Okay, which is very rare so far, right? Since we started, none of the position has been liquidated. Okay, so that is great to know because the users are doing the necessary to make sure they have sufficient fund in their sub account. So this is the reason why, I always mention to the users, right? Don't just put 50% minimum. All right, if there's $200, you can put another $200 in your sub account. If your main account is $1,000, you may want to put another $1,000 because that $1,000 actually protects, your main account and making sure your bot is delivering maximum performance. Okay, I hope this is clear. Okay, so this is what makes JDX bot completely different than all the other bot that you see outside there, because we actually go extra mile to protect and safeguard our users' position. And also, please understand, guys, JDX bot basically using a cross margin. So when we use a cross margin, we use all your fund in your available balance to protect your account. Okay, we are not using isolated. So please understand that. Although it is high risk, but it will also deliver the highest return, okay, for our users. Okay, so please understand that. All right. Now, let's quickly look into what are the initial startup costs, right? So I know that some of you are excited. So you want to know what is the startup cost, right? If I want to get involved with JDX Bot, let's look into it. Now, these are the cost that is involved, okay? The cost that is involved. First thing first, you need to purchase the strategy plan. So as I mentioned to you, we have 3 strategies, right? We got USDT, USDC, and BTC. Each of these strategies $100. All right. So, but if you purchase all the 3 strategies at once, you only have to pay $250. Okay. And please understand that this is a yearly renewal, 365 days. Okay, for the strategy. All right. Now, the next cost that is involved is the main futures account. You need to fund your main futures account in Bitcoin. So as I mentioned to you, each of the strategy, right, minimum is $200. So if you buy 3 strategies, that will be $600. Okay, and then after you also have to fund your sub account. Okay, sub account will be 50% of your main futures account fund. So if your main account is $1,000, then your sub account, make sure it's 500, or else your bot will not get activated. Okay, and last but not least, we also have the strategy wallet. You have to fund your strategy wallet. For the initial deposit to get your bot activated, you need to make sure there is $30 or more. All right, and thereafter you have to just make sure to monitor what is the profit being generated, and then you have to top up your strategy wallet for the deduction of the profit sharing. All right, please understand that. So now let's look, right? If you only purchase 1 strategy, okay, instead of 3, you only purchase 1 strategy, then the total cost that is involved is $430. All right, so that means you are paying $100 for the strategy plan, and your minimum main futures account is 200, 50% sub account, which is $100, and to get activated, your strategy wallet must be 30. So that is about $430. Now, if you only go for 2 strategy, all right, then your total investment or your startup will be 810. These are minimum, okay, based on 200. So you can go for 1,000, 10,000 for your main futures account. That is up to you. There is no limit when come to your trading account. Okay, please understand that, because JDX bot is not a multi-level marketing. All right, we don't control your trading account. No, we don't. All right, all that you do, we give you a flat rate for your purchase of the strategy. You can put whatever amount you want to trade, and that is up to you how much you're going to earn. Okay, please understand that. And finally, right, what we always propose is go for 3 strategy. So for 3 strategy, to get started with a minimum, okay, minimum of 200 each of the main futures account, you will need about 1,000 180 or 1,200. Can you see that? So this is basically, I would say, the best, right? Go for all the three strategies, because all the strategy will be actually running at a different time, because different market condition, different liquidities, and so on. Okay, so please understand that. So now I hope, right? I hope this gives you, clarity, right, and understanding why JD Export is different in terms of our strategy, because we are basically adopting a tactical strategy by controlling the wallets, right? And thereafter, I hope now you know what are the different startup costs that is involved. And with this informed decision, right, you will be able to make a wise, choice. Okay, what are the strategies that you want to purchase, or you can start to prepare the fund that is required, to be part of JD Export. Okay, all right. Now, please understand that, as I mentioned earlier, right, there is a profit sharing that is involved. So when come to the trading, every time the trade close in profit, please understand, only when it close in profit, okay? So once it closes in profit, there will be a 75-25 profit sharing. Okay, now please understand, okay, the 75-25 profit sharing is valid up to December end of this year. Thereafter, it will be reverted back to 70-30. Okay, so that means that our partners now will enjoy 75% net profit after deducting all the fees. You will be enjoying a 75% net profit, and JD Export will enjoy 25% as a strategy fee. So where the fee will be deducted, it will be deducted in users JD Export back office, not in your BidGet. Okay, please understand that. So in the BidGet, you will earn 100%, but the deduction of the 25% will take place in your back office. So this is like your fuel gas, right? This is like your fuel gas or your fuel fee, where you have to keep the fees for the deduction to take place. Okay, so that means that the more the deduction take place, the better it is, right? Because the more profit our users are actually earning. All right, so this is a 25, 25, 55, 75-25 profit sharing between the partners and also JD Expert. Okay, I hope that is clear. Now, please understand that, as I mentioned to you, we also have a referral bonus program. It is an unlimited lifetime 2 tiers referral model. Okay, so we offer about 30% on any purchase of the strategy and upon each of the renewal. So this is one of the highest, okay, profit sharing probably in the industry that we are offering to our users. So if you, are happy with JD Export and you want to share, then take advantage of this 30% that is available. Okay. Now, level 1, you will be able to enjoy 20%. So anyone, okay, directly under you using your referral link, and they actually purchase the strategy plan. So let's say someone purchases a 250 strategy plan, you will immediately enjoy the 20%, which is $50. So just imagine, right? You got 10 people directly under you. That is already $500. You could probably use that money, right, to actually fund your trading account, or you can even withdraw it and use for whatever purpose, okay? But here you have one of the highest, okay, which is 20%. And your tier 2 or your level 2, you will enjoy another 10%, okay, from anyone that is coming in your second level. Now, please understand, you will continue to enjoy. If the user continue to renew the coming year, you will continue to enjoy this referral bonuses. Okay, so I think this is a brilliant, bonuses, right, that is available, or incentive that is available for anyone who is going to be part of JD Expert. Okay, so do take advantage of all this, opportunity that is made available, okay, for our global users, right? Okay, now how to make a profitable move, right? How to be part of JD Expert? It's a very simple, okay, 3 steps. Number 1, you need to sign up. So as I mentioned to you, right, you need to sign up with BidGet. You also have to sign up with JD Export. So once you sign up, you have to connect the API, right, between BidGet and JD Export. So you have to create your API in BidGet, and then you have to bind your API with JD Export, and then make sure you fund all your accounts, meets all the requirement, and then your bot will be activated. Okay, so it is 100% autonomous, no human intervention required. You do not need to bother about, parameters, how to set things. You don't have to do anything, right? Everything will be 100% managed by JD Expert. Okay, so please understand that. Now, I know that some of you will be thinking, wow, this is a lot of process that is involved, right? Don't worry, okay? If you log in into our website, jdexport.com, and you go at the top, right, top right corner, you will see getting started. So all that you need is number 1 and number 2, getting started checklist, checkpoint. There are 13 points, okay? You have to go through each of the point. Make sure, okay, that you go through each of the point, and for each of the point, there is a getting started guide. So these are step-by-step processes to guide you, all right, so that you will not make any mistake, all right? So, and also, right, make sure that you get back to the person who introduced you so that they can guide you and lead you so that at the end of it, right, you can get your account activated. Okay, now please understand these processes are only once. Once it is done, that is it. Okay, it is set, and then your bot will be continuously running. You just have to make sure you manage the fund. Okay, that's all. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Okay, all right. Now let's move on to the second product, right? Which is the Copy Master, JDX Copy Master. This product has already been, we are actually testing and using it for the past, I think, 1.5 months. Okay, going to be 2 months. All right. So at the moment, right, please understand, if you are hearing me well, this product is only now open to about 50 people or the 50 partners, and we have stopped the recruitment, okay, of the new one, okay, temporary, until a few things are studied, and also until I close all the positions, okay. All right, so because new people coming in, you know, sometimes it can affect the performance of their funds and so on, and we don't want that to happen. So if you want to be part of the Copy Master, you have to wait until the next announcement. Okay, please take note. Okay, high likely probably next week or so. We are just waiting for the right market condition to close all the position. But nevertheless, let me explain to you what is the Copy Master. You know, what is the startup cost to get started, and so on. And thereafter, right, we will adjourn the meeting. All right. So now, these are basically, you know, some of the key, features of JD Expert. Number 1 is that it is 100% managed by master trader by myself. Okay, so you can see, right, JD Expert is an algo. All right, I don't manage it because it is all already been programmed. It is run as an algorithmic with the API connection. But over here, right, it is 100% a mirror my trade. All right, so these are manually done, mirror my trade. So if you are part of JDX Copy Master, you are going to copy my trade. Okay, that is what it meant basically. All right, and please understand, the startup, anyone can get started as low as $50, and you can top up anytime to enjoy higher yield. And there is 0 subscription fees, okay, because these are basically copy trading, so you do not need to pay for the subscription fees, and there is no API configuration. So that means that when you have a Bitget account and you have a $50, you can instantly copy in less than 10 minutes. Okay, so this is important. Now, also I want to stress, right, when I say $50, I would encourage any one of you who wants to come on board, make sure you have a minimum $100. $50 to get your initial trade, and $50, you know, for your spare fund. Okay, because you need to make sure you have, you know, excess fund in case, all right, when your available balance reduces, you can actually top it up. The problem with so many people who are coming into a lot of this program is that when I say $50, they come with $50. And then when the available balance reduces, then they question why the available balance is down. Can you see that? So there is an auto top up features. There is a users can top up, and so make sure if you want to join $50, you have another $50. All right. If you are coming in with $100, you have $50 extra. For example, okay, make sure you have at least, okay, as I mentioned, right, the wallet management is critical. So if you don't have sufficient fund, then while others are actually enjoying the profit, your position may get liquidated because you don't have sufficient fund to sustain your position if the market go against you. Okay, so please understand, okay, $50 means you need to come with a minimum $100. Okay, so $50 for you to fund your copy trading, and $50 You keep it in your spot wallet because you may need it to top up whenever necessary. Okay, I hope that is clear, right? Now, the profit sharing will be 80-20. 80% goes to the partners and 20% comes to the copy master. And please understand, we are using a smart copy mode. That means that all the trades will mirror 100% master strategy traders. Okay, whatever that I'm putting into the trade, it will mirror at your side. This is what a smart copy mode means. Okay, and we have a copier center management. So if you're already using BitGet, let's say you are trading in the spot or futures, let's say you have a futures trading, right? JDXBot, you don't have to worry because your fund will not get mixed with a copier center management. That is a dedicated fund management to prevent any disruption to your existing fund allocation and so on. Okay? I think this is a brilliant features that has been put in by BitGet. Okay. And also 100% user fund control. I think this is important. So you still control your fund. Okay, we don't have access to your fund. You still control your fund. Just make sure that you have sufficient fund for the management of the tradings and so on. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Now, I will not go through how to get started because, as I mentioned to you, right, there will be new private referral link because this is not open to the public. So if you want to be part of this, you can refer to the person who introduced you or later on, okay, not now because I have not released the private link yet, okay? So I will only release the new private link when we make this opportunity available, okay, to the community. But for JDXBot, anyone can join at any time because that is available. But for the JDX Copy Master, you have to wait until the next announcement, okay? Please take note. So now let me just, okay, in order to wrap up this whole presentation, right, let me just give you a quick conclusion and comparison between JDXBot, the flagship product, and also the Copy Master, right? Now, please understand both are using the same exchanges, which is BitGet. JDXBot is an algo trading, so there is an API. Copy Master, there is no API, okay? And JDXBot is 100% autonomous, autopilot. But for Copy Master, it is manually managed by expert trader, which is myself, all right? And JDXBot runs 24/7. For Copy Master, it is 5 days a week. So means position will only be open during the weekdays. During the weekend, normally there will be no new position, but the existing position, if there is, it will be continuously managed, okay? Please understand, okay? A Copy Master may not be permanently available, right? Because this is depend on human, depend on myself. But for the algo trading, JDXBot, it can be permanently available because it is done, okay, through the algo, okay, through the programming, all right? Now, startup cost, you can see that for JDXBot, it is moderate to high, but also the returns can be much higher. And then for the Copy Master, the startup cost, okay, is only $50, right? So it is low. So that means that if you ask me, right, anyone, okay, who wants to be part of a decentralized finance, who want to get to know crypto space, right, if they can just risk $50, okay, and you have an extra 50. So let's say you risk $100, right, to get to know this industry, spend your time to learn and so on. You are paying $100, all right, to learn about the DeFi. So I think you can actually start with a Copy Master, right? So that would be really awesome. Can you see that? And make sure, right, when you put in that $100, you are willing to risk that if anything happens and so on. That is how you should be thinking, right, if you are coming in and so on, okay? So that is very important. Now, the assets, as I mentioned to you, we got 3 assets, USDT, USDC, and BTC for algo trading for JDXBot. But for Copy Master, right, all your earning will be in USDT. Okay, there is only one pair, which is USDT. Now, profit sharing, 75-25 for JDXBot. And for Copy Master, our introductory is 80-20. Later on, it will be changed to 70-30. Okay, please take note. Now, the other important thing I want to make sure everyone is clear, okay, when come to JDXBot and also the Copy Master or whatever opportunity that we are providing, right, we never promise any fixed ROI. Okay, please understand that because this is a real trading, right? So when come to real trading, there is no real ROI, there is no fixed ROI because this is not an MLM program. Okay, we don't promise you 1% a day. Now, if the market is floating, if the market condition is not right, how can you close the position and deliver 1%? Can you see that? It doesn't justify, right? So that's the reason why we never promise any fixed return. So if the market closes and you get 5% for that day, God bless you. If you got 10%, God bless you, right? So it is based on the real trading. Please understand, guys, there's a lot of program outside that promise you a fixed return from copy trading and whatever, right? Now, where are they getting this return if the market condition is not favorable? And if their positions are floating and so on, where are they getting this 1%? So it is true that they are not getting it from trading, right? They might be getting it from recruiting other people and use that money to actually pay you that 1%. So that is what is Ponzi scheme all about, right? So here it is 100% real trading. So if you are coming on board and if you want a fixed return, then please abstain from joining JD Wealthmaker. But if you okay and it is real trading and you understand that sometimes your position can be floating for days or for weeks and you are okay with it, then please come on board. Okay. Now, the other thing is that we also never promise that you won't get liquidated. So please understand. Okay. Two things we never promise. We never promise fixed ROI. We never promise that you won't get liquidated, but we have all the mechanism to protect your trade. But if you don't follow the requirement and you get liquidated, that is your responsibility. Okay, please understand that. Okay, and also please understand, because we are using futures and cross margin, so it is risk is very high, but the reward is also very high. Okay, so please understand. I think probably JD Wealthmaker is the only company that is providing a futures crypto leverage trading using a cross margin. Probably a lot of the other company, they do futures, but they do isolated. Okay, but we don't do that. Okay, we are basically expert when it comes to the cross margin. Okay, so I hope, right, I want to make sure this is upfront, everyone is clear, so that when you come in, you will not question us why we get liquidated, why our positions are still floating, why we are not closing. Please don't ask all these questions because it is already made clear in this presentation. So if you someone who don't have patience to wait and you want a fixed return and you are a gambler and you cannot take the loss and so on, then please don't join. Okay, please understand. Okay, just want to make sure everyone is clear, because I rather better be straightforward now, tell you everything, rather than when you come in then you find out later. I think that is that is basically unethical, right? I better tell you everything so that you can make a informed decision before you become part of what we are doing, right? Please understand that. Okay, so with that, okay, I hope all right, this insight is clear, and I hope all the information, okay, that is required is being presented them, so that you can then, okay, decide to make an informed decision, to be part of JD Wealthmaker, and also to take advantage of the solutions and the product that we are offering to the team. Okay, so everything that we are doing here, we want to make sure it is transparent, it is clear, instructions are given to everyone, whatever cautious and so on, everything are informed, right? I don't want to have a presentation where I hype you, make you feel excited, and then when you come in, you don't really see it is happening, right? Which is, I think, it is completely unrighteous and unethical. We don't want to do that, okay? So that's the reason why we tell you everything upfront, so that you can then make an informed decision to be part of JD Expert, okay? All right, great. Now, before we adjourn the meeting, is there any questions, any clarifications that you have before we actually adjourn today's meeting? I appreciate each and every one of you for coming on board. Truly appreciate that. Okay. Anyone have any question? You can either put in the chat room, all right, or you can even raise hand at the bottom, right? You see an icon, raise hand. You can even raise your hand if you would like to ask any question or anything that you would like to clarify. Anyone, anything? Okay, all right. Okay, great. So if there is nothing, right, I trust that it has been a, it has been a great time. I trust that everything is clear. Thank you guys for coming on board. So we will catch up. I think this week, today, I think this is the last week, right? So there is no AMA. AMA will be the first week of the month, okay? First week of the month. So I will see you guys next week, right? First week of the month for the business preview and also for the AMA session. Yes, Michael, I think we have one over there. Yes, please unmute yourself. Yes, Michael Pagasa, please unmute yourself. Yes,
Good night, JD.
Yes, yes.
Good night. Thank you, JD, for all the time you
Good night
spent.
to you, Michael. I know it's 11 o'clock now in Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, and it's also blackout here, but that's okay. I'm happy to be part of this exciting team. I'd also like to thank you for all the new strategies you are introducing to the platform, and I'm proud to be part of this group. So I'd like to thank you for all the time that you spend and all the energy that you put into this, and a lot of us are going to benefit. So I'm grateful and much appreciate whatever you are doing. Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you, Michael. Truly appreciate the compliment and the continuous encouragement. I think a lot of you has been with me for many years. That is really awesome. So you know what we are really doing, right? I think this is important. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, right, during the intro, right now you see that when price starts to move about $15,000 or $20,000, right? You see sometimes when price move in that manner. If you are aware, right, billions of people got liquidated during that period. But while billions of users and traders got liquidated, by God's grace, right, we thank God that JDX bot users and our copy master users, right, been protected because of the wallet management strategies and so on that is in place. Okay, but you see, when the positions are safeguarded, what happens now? The entry price and the current market price can be huge gap. So this is where we will have the floating, right? So the floating is where people need to have the patience to wait for the market to reverse or remove the entry price closer to the current market price. You see that? Now, when you want to move the entry price closer to the current market price, we need to have available balance. So if the sub account is depleted, if the available balance is depleted, you cannot move the entry price. You see that? So if we do that, then we will risk the position. So this is the reason why sometimes, right, the floating position can take a longer time. One of the reasons the market did not reverse, right? We are still waiting. Bitcoin is still hovering around 118,000. And I mentioned to you, right? For JDX bot, I'm waiting for 120,000. If the price exceed 120,000, I think there's a lot of partial profit taking will take place. And also if it goes below 115,000, right? So we have a target, all right, 120, 150. So we are now still moving within this 5,000 range, right? The gap is about 5,000. So we are still moving within that range. We are not really seeing a much breakout yet. Can you see that? So this is very important, okay? Because a lot of the people who come on board, they are not traders. So they don't understand. And a lot of these people come on board, they are used to fixed ROI. So when they used to fixed ROI and they come on board and now they are not seeing a daily profit, this is the problem because they don't understand that this is a real trading. You see that? This is not an MLM, guys. Please, okay? If you are coming here for a fixed ROI, you are in the wrong place. Okay, and I don't want to do any MLM program because that is against ethically that is wrong. You see that? So we want to do what we are doing because these are real product that we are offering to the people and these are real trading. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. So that is basically the status of the JDX bot. Okay, for the JDX copy master, as I mentioned earlier, right? If you want to be part of the copy master, please wait for the next announcement because at the moment, the copy master link has been disabled. So we are not taking any new enrollment until the next announcement. I do not know when will be the next announcement, because at the moment, right, I'm still managing the 50 users. So I am basically planning, once the positions are closed, then only I will give an announcement, to allow the rest of those people who are waiting, right, to be part of the copy master. Okay, because you see, if anyone comes in, it will copy whatever position there is, which is, I think, what I don't want that to happen, right? Because then the available fund will be depleted. So because of that, I will rather wait until all the positions are closed. And thereafter, I think we are going to use the new strategy. So if you look into the new strategies, right, for the copy master, at the moment, Bitcoin is actually using a new strategy. That's why you are seeing more frequent of close and taking profit. But for the rest of the asset, the Ether, Sol, and Sui, we can't touch that position because it is now hedged. Okay, so we cannot touch. If I touch that position, a lot of the position can get liquidated. So we don't want to touch until the market reverse. So market has to go down. So that will take some time, but it is fine. While we wait for the market to go down, we continuously take profit with Bitcoin. Are you getting me, guys? So we continuously increase the available balance with Bitcoin first. So currently, the new strategy with Bitcoin is working well. So you can see that, okay, we already opened a position, okay, and we are just waiting for the market, right? So, and this strategy is a brilliant strategy, which I've actually put in place. So that's why for Bitcoin, we are continuously seeing open and close, because it is using a new strategy. So once all the positions are closed, I think there won't be many assets being traded after that. I think there will only be probably one or two. My focus will be Bitcoin and Ether, and it will be using a new strategy. So that means, right, if you look into the new strategy, Bitcoin is 100% win rate. So that means that if when I close both positions in profit. Am I right? I close both positions in profit. That's what you are seeing, the update that I'm giving in the group, right? So when I close long and short, both are profit. So that means it is 100% win rate. So that is the new strategy. So if this new strategy works well, and also we are doing some R&D for JD Export, we will be implementing high likely the new strategy for JD Export also. So that means that from our win rate will go to 100%, and that means that the profit will actually jump 3 or 4 times than what we are experiencing now. Okay, so that is basically the plan that I have for the team. Okay, so those of you who are interested to be part of the copy master, right, just wait. Okay, because no point for you to come on board now and then go through the struggle, right? Your available balance low and so on. Okay, we don't want that to happen. So you wait until the announcement, and then once it is open, then you can be part of the copy master. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Okay, okay, great, guys. So I think for more insight into the technicality, I will cover that in the coming AMA session to explain to you how the new strategy works. Because this is a very exciting strategy, and I love the strategy because I love any strategy that I am controlling the market. The market is not controlling me. So if you want to be successful trader, one thing that you need to know is this: never allow the market to control you. You must control the market. So the platform that you choose, the strategy that you adopt, must allow you to control the market. So if you are in control, you will be at peace. But if the market controls you, you are dead. So a lot of the traders outside that have been controlled by the market. That's why they got liquidated. Okay, we are not controlled by the market. We are actually controlling the market. All right, so that is how it works. Okay, so it's a different way of running a strategy, knowing that you are controlling the market. That means that you have already thought about the risk, about the management, everything beforehand, before you even enter or before you even take a trade. Okay, so that is very important, right? A lot of the traders, they put a trade, then they think how the risk management. it is too late. Okay, once you have taken the trade, it is too late. Okay, but nevertheless, okay, it is not a trading class, so I don't have to teach you guys trading, but I'm just letting you know the fault and the mistakes a lot of these traders are making. All right, and then they go in with a big amount. Come on, you can't become a millionaire overnight. All right, if you don't have a proper wallet management, you don't go to the battlefield and shoot all your bullets at once. You are dead, my friend. You are crazy. All right, you need to know how to secure, how to save your bullet in the battlefield, not to keep using your bullet and make it depleted. All right, so it is important. So that's why if any one of you in JD Copy Master, you see the position I opened for Bitcoin is a small order size, up and down, right? It's a small order size. We have not really actually put the real amount yet because we are waiting for the breakout. We don't know where the market is going. So we open what we call a teaser position. A teaser position is a small, just about 1%. That's all. All right. It's not the real position. Once the market moves up and down, then we will go in to do the real position. Can you see that? And so we have the rule that to follow. All right. So this is important. So if you are now in JD, you can see the board. The Bitcoin is open, but with a small order size. Okay, because that is what we call a teaser position, right? So it's interesting, guys. Okay, when you are in control of the market, right? So really appreciate, really appreciate you guys coming on board. Thank you so much, for those compliments, for those comments, and so on. So we will catch up, okay, next week. Please take note. And then I think next week there will be AMA session because that will be the first week of the month, okay? So we will catch up again, guys. Thank you so much. God bless each and every one of you. Take care. Let me unmute you guys. You can say goodbye.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
All right, thank you. God bless you all. Take care. Take care,
God
everyone.
bless
God
you.
bless you.
God bless.